Hello again, Roy.RealEstate here with Coldwell Banker Legacy in San Angelo. Today, I'm fresh out of ideas. So I do have something I want to talk about. But first off, I want to encourage you to get in touch with me. Facebook, WhatsApp, YouTube, email, phone, text, whatever method you desire. And let me know of ideas for videos. I've done 83, I believe, videos. And it's hard to come up with ideas to do them every week. So I need your help. So, but I do want to talk to something a little bit. It's not even real estate related at all today, but just kind of something I thought about with the bit of change in the weather, and so everything looks a little different. And cold front moved through, so cold fronts bring turbulence through. So, what I got to thinking about is things that people just don't know about how things work, and it's about airline flights in particular. One of the things that a lot of people get nervous about is the turbulence when they're flying on an airplane. And honestly, from a pilot's point of view, it's really not that big a deal, not anything to be terribly concerned about, but people don't like it. You're in a position, you're out of control, you don't know what's going on already, and you may be a little bit nervous. You know, people come in different levels of nervous flyers, and so you're nervous about it. Well, again, it doesn't matter. I can give you all the facts telling you it's not a big deal, but rarely does turbulence cause any serious issues on an airplane. It can, but there's lots of ways to avoid it. But what I want to tell you about is the part you don't know. And so I've done enough flying up in the higher altitudes where the airliners are, and I can just tell you something that you're not aware of when you're on a flight. You know, you're on a flight when it's bumpy, days when there's just going to be days it's bumpy. It's unavoidable. There's nothing the pilots can do about it other than not fly on those days. Particularly when in the wintertime, you get higher winds, you get cold fronts moving through, and you get a lot of instability and a lot of high altitude turbulence. So the key to know is that the pilots up front are working very hard to figure out where there's less turbulent area. It may only be that they can go from what you think is pretty uncomfortable to 3, and they can get it to a 2 by changing altitudes or doing things. And how seriously the pilots and even the airlines take this. It's really one of the few areas that the customer service is good from an airline point of view, and nobody even knows about it. So someone who spent hours in the flight levels listening to this, I can tell you that somewhere in the neighborhood of 20% of all the radio calls, and it varies depending on how much turbulence there is, are about pilots asking and talking about where there's smoother air. Their air traffic controllers are good. You know, a pilot will check onto a frequency, and each one of these frequencies covers a small area, relatively small, and so every time you check onto a different frequency, you'll see the pilots. They'll report whether it's smooth or whether they're getting light turbulence or moderate chop or all these different things. And both the controllers, and because it's like a party line for all the people on that frequency or in that same area, that everybody's kind of listening in and hearing what other people are saying. So the controllers, you know, a pilot will check on, hey, this is American 423 at flight level 370 light chop. And the controller come back, yeah, you can expect that the next 50 miles, and it smooths out after that. Or you'll have pilots coming on and saying, hey, is there a better altitude? What are the rides like higher? What are the rides like lower? Is there a better altitude? And how often that they will change altitudes. They'll go from 35,000 to 37 or vice versa, or even down lower. And you got to understand, airlines operate on very slim margins. So if they have to go to a lower altitude, they're going to burn more gas to get there, which is not good for their bottom line, but they will do it if they think the air is smoother, to the point of going down into the upper 20s, which is an altitude they don't like to fly at. They will go down there so that they can avoid the bumps, just to take care of their customers. And again, it's one of those, the funny part about it is the customers don't even know that they're doing it, but they do work really hard at it because they know it bothers people. And so that's a freebie tidbit just from someone who's sat up there and listened to them and had to adjust even at times for my passengers. With the smaller airplanes, it usually bothers less. So just realize when you're on an airliner flight and it's bumpy, that the pilots are doing everything they can do to find a place that's less bumpy and make the flight more comfortable for you. So just a little tidbit again. Not very real estate related, but kind of fun. So any questions, anything else you want to talk about, give me a call. Roy.RealEstate, 325-268-0775. Thank you.